People are borrowing money almost for everything. They're borrowing money for businesses, real estate, and stock markets, but they're losing money. Why in the world is that? Well, here's the answer today we're going to learn. Only borrow when the return is greater than that which you borrow. You got to come on. Today, you hang in here with me. I'm going to give you multiple ways that you can borrow. And when you borrow the right way, you can make crazy money. I mean, a lot of money. Hey guys, I am William V. Thompson, and I'm a cash flow strategist. What in the world is that? As a cash flow strategist, I help anyone create multiple streams of income, as well as learn how to build cash flow when they learn how to borrow the right way. Now, if that kind of content gets you excited, it does me. I want you to subscribe. I want you to follow and share. And there is an awesome newsletter that's attached. It's right below. Come on, get it right now, because we're going to share with you today and the rest of your life powerful things that can make a difference. You know, it breaks my heart, and probably your heart too, that maybe you or a friend of yours had a great idea and they went out and borrowed a lot of money, maybe against their house or their 401k. And because they did not understand when to borrow and when not to borrow, they lost money. And right now they're gun shy. Right now they're full of fear because they're like saying, I'll never do it again. And that fear is now on you. So in your mind, you're like saying, never borrow, never borrow. And I'll be the first to understand. I'll be the first to admit that there are times you should not borrow. No, you shouldn't borrow to buy a car. I wouldn't recommend that. Or borrow for a vacation, or borrow to buy furniture. But I want you to learn today how to borrow when you get a greater return. The first thing is going to be the stock market. Once you have properly trained and you understand how to buy good stocks, and I've said it before, and I have another video coming out soon, that you only buy stock that has growing earnings per share. That's one key thing. Keep that in mind. So now when you've done your proper research in buying the right stock at the right time, why not borrow? I do, and I teach a lot on selling puts. And selling puts is when, after you've done research, you sell someone the right to make you buy stock at a price that you like, and they pay you money. Now, I told you this because in that, I'm able to leverage my money 4 times. That's right. So if I have $100,000 in my account, I can leverage through my Charles Schwab account. I can leverage through my brokerage account. I can leverage up to $400,000 in stocks. Again, I'm not recommending you do that until you have proper training. But do you see, if I've done my research, instead of buying $100,000 worth of that stock, I could buy 200 or 300, but I always have an escape plan. But before you try this, you must invest what? In your financial literacy. And by the way, my broker never asked to check my credit. I love that. That's a greater return. The next way is real estate investing. And let me give you a couple of things I would do in real estate for a greater return. If you're able to buy a property subject to, now here's the short version, again, do more research. Subject to is when you find someone who's maybe about to lose their house in foreclosure, and you come to the rescue, whereby you're able to help them catch up on their mortgage payment. And buying subject to, they sign over ownership to you. That's right, it's legal. Get your attorney involved. So now the loan stays in their name, but now you own the house. Why? Because the deed has been signed over to you, but is subject to the existing mortgage. So let's say you borrowed $5,000 to get that person caught up, but you walk into a house that has 2 major things. One, it has $50,000 worth of equity, and you've done the research that even after paying the mortgage payment, which you're responsible for, the house cash flows $500. So that $5,000 that you borrowed to get them caught up and to move, you walk in with $50,000 equity plus $500 in positive cash flow. Now, what about buying a business? I'm talking about buying a business on sale. Let's say you're working for a 3 or 10 man company right now, and the company's doing well, but the person wants to retire. I got a couple of clients like that right now in the HVAC and electrical. They have profitable businesses and they want to sell them at a great price. So let's say they did owner financing for you. They carried the paper for you. You know the business, you understand it, you've seen the financial statements, they've been vetted by your attorney and or your accountant, and now they say, well, I'll finance this for you, but I need you to pay $30,000 down. And you already know that the business cash flows about $10,000 a month. I mean, you know that, you work in it. So help me understand, why wouldn't you consider borrowing that $30,000? Remember, we said only borrow when the return is greater. So we're saying if the business is cash flowing $10,000 a month, in 3 months, you'll have the down payment paid for. And with the monthly cash flow of $10,000, and we're going to show you how to make it grow, you now can pay the loan back faster, not with money out of your pocket, but from the business's cash flow that you saw the financial numbers. And let me give you one final idea. You become the banker. Recently, someone approached me and wanted to borrow $10,000. And again, let's just assume I didn't have it, but the person brought collateral too, because they had a governmental contract, needed $10,000 to close the deal. What if I went out and borrowed that $10,000? And let's say my rate, let's say was 10% a year. That's high, 10% a year. The person's gonna pay me back 20% in 2 weeks. Come on guys, do the math. I'm gonna get back $2,000 in 2 weeks. Even if the interest rate was 10% for a year, guys, my monthly interest is less than $100. So in 1 month, I'm gonna pay the loan back. It's gonna cost me $100 interest, but I made $2,000. And there are multiple other ideas I can give you. So please take to heart. We talked about stock. We talked about real estate. We talked about business ownership. We talk about you being the banker. With proper education, with a team that can help you analyze the deal, it is no reason why you should become a statistic, not a bad one. And please leave here with this mindset. Only borrow when the return is greater than that which you borrowed. And let me couple that with one more principle. Understand it before you undertake it. No matter how great it may sound, if you don't understand the risk and the rewards, don't do it. And I often say this, a deal of a lifetime comes around at least once a month. Position yourself to take advantage of it. Again, if you like this content, simply subscribe, like, and share. And definitely get the free newsletter for life-changing information. Have a great day.